Alrighty, guys, how's it going? Oh, let's get rid of this thing right here. I'm back. We are back. The baby is doing 100 times better. She seems to have gotten over her fever, a cold, whatever she had. Oh, and she's doing great. Barely coughing anymore, and like practically 100% recovery. So, I'm back to streaming. Yay! Yeah, I was out for like pretty much 3-4 days there. But I still managed to find time to prepare the news so that we were good for today. And we do have a raid later on today, as usual, for our Sundays. So let's jump right into it, see how much we can get done today. Oh, my back. My back is killing me, man. When the baby gets sick, she gets very needy and wants to be held the entire time. My back is dying. But off to the news. We start off with some Razer stuff here. Let me actually get this up going. We start off in the news with the Razer, apparently. Razer's upcoming Blade 16 and other laptops are no longer available for pre-order or purchase on its US site. Its Blade 16 laptop was available as recent as April 1st, according to the Internet Archive's one day before the Trump administration announced sweeping U.S. tariffs on China, Taiwan, and others that make laptop components. The direct link to the Blade 16 configurator now takes you to its 404 error page, and its product page only has a Notify Me button instead of anywhere to submit your pre-order. Even a new laptop stand Razer announced only has a Notify Me button with no price listed anywhere. Meanwhile, the laptop stand has a price of $99.99 Canadian dollars on the Razer Canada site, and it's a similar store at Razer site in other countries as well. So it seems like Razer has put a pause on all orders in the U.S. at the moment due to these tariffs. Until we get some stability, I guess, which is very unfortunate because I kind of like Razer products. I believe my headset, correct me if I'm wrong, I know it's not. Hey, you know what? I don't think I have any Razer products. I take it back. I used to have a Razer product. I remember I've bought their headset before and I've bought their mouse before, and I did like them. They were good for a while, but as a streamer and gamer, things don't last for very long, and eventually you need to get something else. And yeah, I do like their products though. It's a shame. Hopefully, we see some normalcy on the tariffs front and eventually get everything back, and hopefully not at ridiculously insane prices. We all on budgets here. All right. Following that, we got PlayStation Plus game catalog for April. So let's see. Let's go through this thing. We got Hogwarts Legacy on PS4 and 5. Blueprints on PS5. I actually didn't really know much about this game, and I recently saw another podcast that was talking about this game. So this game is a very big puzzle heavy game, and you're using the blueprints to do everything. And it's called Blueprints as a play on words for blueprint. Kind of funny. Lost Records Bloom and Rage. Tape 2, apparently. I mean, I guess that's like episode 2 or something? I'm not sure. EA Sports PGA Tour. Are they not putting years on that anymore? Or is this just a definitive golf game going forward? Interesting. Battlefield 1. Plate Up, Alone in the Dark 2, and War of the Monsters. That'll be your April catalog right there. Next up, your co-anchor is here. This is a solo show. I don't know what you're talking about, Chad. How you doing? How was Monster Hunter yesterday? Why do I have 2 of these up? Weird. Do that. Do that. There we go. Card packs have been sent out. And back to the news. We got Ubisoft in the news. Apparently, I thought this had been settled already. Apparently, it has not. Ubisoft responded to California gamers, the California shutdown lawsuit in late February, filing to dismiss the case. The company's lawyers argue in that filing reviewed by Polygon that there was no reason for players to believe that they were purchasing unfettered ownership rights in a game. Ubisoft has made it clear, lawyers claim, that when you buy a copy of The Crew, you're merely buying a limited access license. Replying to Ubisoft's argument that the statute of limitation is up, the plaintiffs respond with their own photos of The Crew's packaging, which states that the activation code for the game doesn't expire until 2099. That's an example of how Ubisoft implied that The Crew would remain playable during this time and long thereafter. Per the amended complaint, with the new addition in the amended complaint, that brings the gamer's claim of wrongdoing up to the 9 counts. They're asking the court to certify the class action lawsuit. Ubisoft has until April 29th to respond once again. I actually thought this was over with. But
Just chatting with friends
why?
wants you to
What's
hold
that gonna
W
do?
for 30
I mean,
seconds.
I'll do it, but there's just no reason for it. Yeah, because like Ubisoft has already said that they're putting in offline mode on this. Got me a cup of coffee here. That they're putting in offline mode for this for people so that they can keep playing the game even after the servers are down, which the servers are down. Um, and they've kind of been going back and forth with the courts to the point that this was kind of already refuted. So it looks like they just opened up another complaint on them with some bullshit. Like, I'm being honest, it's bogus. It's bogus stuff. Like, the packaging on the box says 2099. The activation code doesn't expire till 29. Like, come on. Come on. Like, give it up, guys. The game was not that good. Like, there were so many other racing games that were better than this game. Like, come on. Not to mention, like, I think they announced the Crew 3. I think they already announced that they were working on the Crew 3. I might be wrong about that, but they did announce that there was something else coming. So, I don't know, man. Like move on. Ubisoft's probably gonna, like, disappear soon anyway. So, like, just let it go. Moving on to the next bit of news here. We got Japanese business journal Nikkei Business reported on April 9th that Sony and Bandai Namco have abolished winter bonuses for some of their employees in recent years. In comparison to Western companies, us here in the US, as a perfect example, the concept of bonuses is slightly different in Japan, as they are paid to all workers usually twice a year, once in the summer and once in the winter. Sony and Bandai Namco have recently revamped their compensation systems by abolishing these bonuses, partially in order to redistribute them as part of a monthly salary, thus effectively raising average salaries. More specifically, they have abolished winter bonuses and converted them into salaries while the summer bonuses are still being paid out regularly. I don't know. See, like, we don't have enough understanding of how Japanese culture works and how significant those bonuses are. But here in the States, not all jobs give bonuses, and then even if they do, it's not a usually significant amount. It's usually like a couple of weeks worth of salary is what you're getting. Um, not even a month's worth of salary. Usually it's like a couple of weeks. Uh, and of course, I'm talking about outside of like your top tier titles, like CEOs of companies and stuff like that, because those guys get millions. It's ridiculous. Those bonuses really do need to get abolished because like it's insane that they get like their entire staff's they get like bonuses the size of like half of their staff's yearly salaries. But anyway, apparently like in Japan there's a common thing to apparently pay out 2 bonuses per year, and like maybe that's not significant, but I mean, me personally, I'll tell you right now, I would take a salary raise over anything. Like I don't need 2 weeks upfront pay as a bonus. Like give me that salary raise, because like at the end of the day, that means for the rest of the year and future I'll be making more money per week. So yeah, dude, I see this as a good, but I don't know enough about Japanese culture to comment if that's maybe something that they're happy with. But it sounds to me like that's a better situation based on my personal experience here in the U.S., which might not be the same in Japan. So, just putting that out there. Uh, cool though that they are raising average salaries. It's something that's been kind of a problem in the industry for quite some time, and reason why we're having so many problems nowadays with strikes and whatnot. I did the IGN news. Yeah, sure. I mean, you watched the IGN news. I guess you did. Yeah, I saw you watching them. Uh, Following that news, I lost my place here. Oh, okay. According to According to the 2025 PC and console report from Newzoo, 58%, which is a very large number in my opinion, kind of makes me sad, percent of all PC game revenue came from microtransactions in 2024. That makes me so sad. The 58% or the $24.4 billion represents a slightly 1.4% year over year growth in that area. Per to the report, 3 games led the way of the growth of microtransaction revenue: Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Roblox, and Fortnite. That makes me really sad to see that. LC revenue also saw DLC revenue also saw a slight jump of 0.8% to 5.3 billion on PC. So DLC also made some more money, which is good. That accounted for 14% of all revenue thanks to the DLCs from Diablo 4, Elden Ring, and World of Warcraft. Where revenue fell year over year for PC gaming was with premium games, which doesn't surprise me. While it made up 28% of all revenue on the platform, the 10.7 billion was still a 2.6 drop from a year ago. In total, PC gaming revenue rose over so slightly by 0.1%, which apparently amounts to 37.3 billion. That's a lot for 2024. It's crazy. Dev, how you doing? Yeah, no, it's crazy that like 58% of all the 2024 PC gaming income was microtransactions. That makes me kind of sad. It doesn't surprise me that premium games went down because, like, 2024, like, when you think about it, some of the biggest things that came out of 2024 were, like, indie games. And a lot of the AAA stuff did terrible. So, like, that doesn't surprise me so much. It was not a good year for AAA at all. In 2024. We'll see how 2025 is, although it looks like it's shaping up to be pretty decent already on the AAA spectrum with indie. Well, technically, I guess indie counts as 2024, but Avowed did quite well. What's the other recent one that just came out? My brain is blanking. Anyway, it should do well, especially because you still have, like, Grand Theft Auto. That's going to sell like hotcakes. So, yeah, I imagine that number's going to maybe change a bit more for next year.
Listen, Nurbo, you talk in Monster Hunter Wilds now.
Huh? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Following that news, on April 11th, Rebellion posted over 2 million players have set foot in the alternate history Cumbria. During their time, they have found nearly 3 million caches using the metal detector, killed 6 million enemies with classic cricket bats, ordered over 250,000 pints of beer, and scoffed 14 million tints of meat, and counting. So, congratulations. Sounds like that game has been off to a good success, and this is another perfect example of what I'm talking about. This is an indie game that got made, so it doesn't count towards your premium stuff, you know? My cat in Wilds. Oh, I named my cat, right? Yeah, I saw that you did that. Still weird to me that the Pelican's talking Monster Hunter Wilds now. It's still such a weird thing to me. We have a little bit of sad news. I personally really loved this franchise, and this voice actor really killed it for me in this role. It was really sad when his character kind of died in the game as well. So, the Witcher Twitter posted this week. This year we lost William Bill Roberts, who portrayed Vesemir in the Witcher games. Today we bid him a fond farewell. He taught us, gave advice, cared for us. Kaer Morhen will never be the same without you. Godspeed, dear old friend. It's a real sad thing. I was not very familiar with this voice actor, and I'm really curious to see what other roles he did, but man, he really killed it with Vesemir. Like, he was so good as a Vesemir in that game. And like, I remember when his character, and not much of a spoiler at this point because the game's been out for quite some time, but in the story he does eventually pass. Like, his Vesemir does die in the story trying to save Ciri, and he gives a very heartfelt speech at the same time, and man, he hit so hard there. So you'll be missed, Bill. You'll be missed. Is The Witcher good? It is. It's just, you got to play it a certain way. The first game is very, very old and outdated. Really hard to get people to play it. The second game is better. But like, you got to be into that kind of game. And then the third game is really, really good, but it's a long game. So like, it just really depends on how you play it. Why is it doing that? Okay. Our last bit of news here, which, annoyingly, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. Thank you. Our last bit of news here is it looks like Latin American countries won't be the only ones affected by the price hikes of PlayStation Plus subscription. Yeah, so PlayStation Plus is going up in several countries here. Australia, South Korea, and 4 other countries in the Southeast Asia region. Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand, and Indonesia are also getting hit with price hikes for the service. In a post on the PlayStation blog announcing the raised prices, Sony says that the decision was made due to the impact of global market conditions, as is the case with the Latin American prices hikes. These new prices across all regions will go live on April 16 onwards. So, yeah. Rough if you're in any of those areas. It kind of sucks. PlayStation Plus going up in price can sometimes make the difference of whether or not you keep a subscription. It also brings up the point where, like, subscriptions are just bad for the world and the economy in general, in my opinion. Like, you're essentially not selling anybody anything, and you're just having people pay rent on everything. You know, like, think about it. Just having a subscription for all your TV services, for your gaming services, for softwares that you probably use for work or home use. Like, it gets expensive. It gets really, really expensive and ridiculous. So, I really did not like when subscriptions started becoming a thing, and I'm disliking even more as we go further and further into this era. But that does it with the news. We will now be jumping into some trailers, which I know is what most of you guys come here for. So let's start with our first trailer of the day, which is a game called Whisper from the Stars. Any minute.
It's an emergency distress call, broadcasting from the planet Gaia. If you're receiving this, please respond immediately.
You're actually there. My name is Stella.
Can you override the system?
I can try to override the escape hatch, but no promises. You want to know what I do once I'm back on Earth? I'd turn this whole journey into a sci-fi movie.
I think this game,
Things not right.
based on like from what I've seen in
Is
this
it
trailer,
normal? What in the actual hell? You finally decided to pick up seriously? Got myself all worked up over nothing.
is that like
Wait,
she's stranded
rocket. There's a wave of Gaia.
and you're like radio control for her. So like, and I think it's using a voice actual technology where you actually talk through instead of like just clicking prompts. I don't know if it'll have both, but in this trailer they showcase the whole voice talking thing. It's an interesting idea. Interesting idea for a game. Kind of just a talking game. Moving on from that one, we have a game called Ship Inc. AKA the Chad Work Simulator. I heard my name. Yeah, it's your work simulator. There's a free demo out too, so you can check that out. Next up, we have a game which I thought was amazing that they were making. I played the first iteration of this game a long time ago with an old mod of mine, Karen, and here is apparently a sequel that they're making.
Okay, crew.
Monaco
Nice
2.
Casual like.
And they're going 3D
Tell me, is
instead
there
of
any
pixels,
sight more
which is
beautiful than an
impressive.
exploding yacht full of your friends? I've got 4 bin bags with those wankers' names on, and I want them filled. This isn't a mess. This is bloody Chernobyl and change.
I can handle it.
Bonjour, mon ami. Who needs metals when you have the riches?
Always a sake. Light, smooth, and subtle.
Fear not, for I have supplied. There, that was easy.
I am the boss. You best remember that. Well done, lads. Tally-ho.
Really cool. Really cool that they're making a second one of these. So I'm on our way to take over the watching the kids, but I might be a few minutes late. Just FYI. Oh, all good, Dad. No problem. No one ever shows up on time anyway. So it's all good. Next up is a game called Missile Command Delta. I know you want to collab repo other games. Yeah, I'll keep you posted. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do next week. I lost this whole week of stuff, which is unfortunate, but see what I can do for next week. All right. Next up is a game called there we go. Game called Chasmal Fear. This is right up the spoopy people's list, in my opinion. It's because WrestleMania for wrestling, so I will probably just relax this week. Okay. Yeah, I gotta see what I'm gonna do, because I'm not 100% sure yet. Brute Force horror game? I mean, yeah, this one definitely looks like it. And it's multiplayer. There you go. Coming out soon, too. It's so much easier for indie to get games out. Like, shipping games is one of the biggest things to any production. And, like, indie's just able to do it so much easier than AAA. Our next game is a game called Shadow of the Road. Which, if I remember correctly, this is one that's being published by the new Alcat publisher division that they made this last year. I dig it. I'm not gonna say it's something like completely unique, because it's essentially like, yeah, Alcat. There you go. It's essentially like D&D, but feudal Japan, which I don't think we really have any of those. What was next here? Oh, this one right here. Our next game is kind of a puzzle mystery game. Here is a game called The Seance of Blake Manor. To figure out why my stream crashing a lot.
I write from Blake Manor in Connemara.
Yeah.
Yesterday a guest went missing.
We got gremlins.
A
That's all I
young
can tell
woman
you.
named Evelyn Dean. I hear you're an honorable man, a steadfast investigator, and, perhaps most importantly, godly. I pray for the girl that this is true.
Alright. Next up. Yeah, that one looks like a fun little murder mystery thing. Is a game called, I might not be saying this right. I'm just gonna go with it. Karn? I think it's called Karn? I can't tell if it's Karn or Cairn. This is definitely gonna be like one of those journey type games, I feel. Well, it has a I. It's like C-A-I-R-N. I'm assuming the I is silent there. Like, I don't know. Yeah, cool. Looks like it'd be a fun little journey type game. Next up, we have a game called Rainbreaker for all you roguelikes lovers. This is one right up your bat alley.
Should never have come here, Claire.
You mean Hades? Hades was definitely the one that probably got the most praise, but Hades did not create the genre. Nor were they the first. They were not the first to really create that style. But they are the ones that got the most recognition for it. Following that one, here's another pretty interesting game called The Nightling. Could basically be Captain America in medieval times. I think this game's gonna be really good when it comes out. We don't get a lot of these type of games, and that just looks really awesome and fun. Yeah, that looks really, really good. I imagine that will be a fun one to check out if people give it a shot. This next one has me very intrigued. Looks like a really fun multiplayer game. Here is Forever Skies.
Initiating emergency landing procedure.
I'm kind of digging it. I'd love to go exploring on like an airship with my friends.
Emergency landing procedure completed.
And scavenging and building it up even more.
Mission started. Find a cure for the virus. Send it to the space station. Save humanity.
Looks really good. Honestly, it looks really, really cool.
PlayStation.
Next up, is not that game. This one. There's like a really fun top-down one to play. Here is Deliver at All Costs.
We Deliver is hiring. Hurry over to their main office on 13 Farrell Street.
I should go there ASAP. Desperately need a job.
Oh, come on. Mr. Palmer left the car in reverse.
Yeah, this is basically Chad if he was really truly committed to his Amazon job.
Winston, sir, Winston Green.
With the help of We Deliver, anyone can enjoy the luxuries of the mainland.
Gotta make them
We
deliveries.
deliver anything, anywhere.
Who is Winston? A madman?
Are you blind?
A victim? He's like a fine piece of equipment with just a few loose screws.
At We Deliver, we pride ourselves on completing every delivery.
We're reshaping the very essence of delivery services to ensure that every package is delivered with utmost efficiency.
My bad.
Hey, that delivery's mine to make.
This is just the beginning.
There's something off about you, kid. I just know it. I have never encountered a case as unprecedented as this one.
You think you can push me around? Well, I have news for you.
Focus fire on the new target.
You ain't no ordinary courier.
You don't know what you're dealing with.
How come there's no record of a Winston Green, huh? I'm done explaining myself to you.
Life's full of ups and downs. Sometimes we stumble and fall.
If I've learned anything, it's that some things are just out of our control.
Oh man. That one I imagine is going to be pretty good too. Next up is a game for the more chillaxed people who are probably just looking for something a little bit more on the cozy side. Is a game called Pet Hotel. Maybe Mission Impossible likes. I mean, that was that last game. That last game definitely looked like that type of game. Yeah, for all you cozy people, there you go. And that one's for you. Next up, we're going to follow that up with a game called Lost Rift. This looks like art. It does, doesn't it? I do think it is a survival game. I mean, you see people chopping trees and stuff. But I'm not so sure it's an arc. It might be more of like an exploration type game. Co-op craft survival. Yeah, exactly. Don't think it's so much of an arc itself. I always equate arc to like being a little bit different because arc is more of like a almost Pokemon type game. But like, I feel like this will be a little bit more actual survival exploration. Also, Zombie, how you doing? Let's see what we got here. The next one is a game called Industria 2. Zombie! This is a chat game? Possibly? This might even be like... I know like... I know that him is a spoopy type of streamer. It strikes me as a spoopy game, but like... I know he tends to play more in the genre of like... run away rather than fight. This looks more like a spooky fighting game. So,
Marlene, I need to find a way
sure
home.
if this is up his alley.
I'm just as stranded as you.
But this has spooky vibes for sure.
But there is a sender at headquarters.
You do,
I can show you the
you
way
play
if
everything.
you help me arrive there in one piece. Deal.
You play everything at least once.
Nora, what was Atlas made for in the first place? Before it became this.
It was a sorting algorithm meant to scrape the universe base layer for data. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of
It's
dimensions.
creepy, I like it. Yeah.
I guess it didn't stay that way.
I just don't think it's like an actual horror game. It's gonna be more of like a, it's gonna be more of like a Metroid type of game, I think. Metro, or something like that. There we go. Our next game is kind of a DLC. I debated on whether or not to have this here. But here is Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlords. The War Sales DLC. Which, to be honest, I don't think they've put out a lot of DLC. And that game's been out for a while. Yeah, it's like their first DLC, and the game's been out for like 2 years. No, I'm sorry, 3 years. Like, they really took their time to get a decent DLC out. So, I hate to like say this, but from what I've seen in this trailer, it looks like they're essentially doing what they did in the first game, where they're now introducing the sailing mechanic and bringing the Norsemen in. They did this in the first game too. Although I don't remember if there was actual ship combat. It just looks like they might be introducing ship combat, which would be kind of crazy. Is that a Chaos Nurbo game? Sort of. I never played Mountain Blade in Chaos, but that's because, like, Mountain Blade's pretty old. And when this one came out, I don't think it grabbed either of us, honestly. Next up is a game called Will Follow the Light. This one looks like a Journey style game. Like, this might be up your alley, Zombie. I know you like those, like, deep meaning games that have, like, a story to them.
I will find you, wherever you are. Father?
Yeah, I think this is gonna be one of those like journey type games where it's like it's not like crazy gameplay mechanics. It's more of like the journey that you take and the story that's tied to it. Ooh, story game. Yeah, exactly. I figured that like that's probably more down your alley. Next up is a game called Hell Clock. Now, this one looks like a roguelike, but I don't think it's an actual roguelike. I think it's just a dungeon crawler. Or kind of a roguelike gameplay style to it. Oh, never mind, it's a roguelike. I take it back. And there's a demo out if you want to check it out. There you go. People like roguelikes too. I think that'll do well. Ooh, this one looked really cool too. Here is the next one called The Last Caretaker.
There was no guide for what we had to do, no manual for leaving a world behind.
Also kind of a survival
Even
craft,
we knew
but
we
looks like
couldn't
there's a
take
story
everything with us.
going on.
I
This
left
one,
behind my greatest creation. A
this one gave me Raft
a
vibes,
caretaker.
like Raft the game.
Its hands shaped to nurture, its heart programmed to protect. It works tirelessly now, crafting vessels from the bones of a broken world, sending sparks of life into the void.
Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to shore?
Raft and Subnautica. Yeah, a little bit of it. It gave me that vibe because it's like you're basically scavenging, building up, and like exploring around at the same time. And there seems to be somewhat of a story going on at the same time. Yeah, it looks interesting. Next up, we got time for maybe like 2 more. We'll see. Is a game that I personally hope is really good when it comes out, called FBC Firebreak. For anyone who has played Control, this is in the Control universe.
We've had reports of rogue sticky notes replicating across this sector. If you don't cut back their numbers, this whole place will be yellow by morning. crisis ain't over. Now get through the containment door to the next zone. Safe room dead ahead. Might contain something useful, but it'll probably attract a lot of... Oh, you already opened it. Never mind. You sure kicked the nest. There's hiss all over you.
Stand back! Piggy's coming out!
I'm waiting. You gotta shoot him off me!
Thank you for the follow. I'm mentally stable. I hope you are.
What the?
Last containment door's open. Go, go!
I think I heard something.
All right, crew. Time to clean house.
There you go. And yeah, we might have time for one more here. Let's see here. The next one is a game called Painkiller. Basically your Doom style type thing is what it looks like. Now the thing that was interesting is it said like the renowned franchise is back. Never heard of this franchise? Must be one that like just never got big or something? Also another Saber game. Saber's freaking killing it right now. Like Saber is just kicking ass, just putting out so much stuff. And no, we still got time for one more here. We still got time for one more. And our next one is called Land Party Adventures. Where's Pedro? Pedro, where are you? So that one kind of gave me vibes of, if you guys remember Killer, I think it's called Killer Frequency. That one gave me vibes of that game, where it's like you're doing some whatever thing and like there might be a mystery going on. Pedro, no. Right. All right, we got 1 minute. I know some people are going to be late, so I think I'm going to squeeze in one more trailer here. And it's going to be a game called High Above. Killer Frequency, yeah. That's what that game kind of reminded me of. This is cozy as ish. Create your place in the sky. There you go. Cozy little game. Alrighty. And that's going to do it for news and trailer time. We're going to go ahead and switch over to some Destiny 2 and get a raid going on. Let's see how many people are there already.